It took me a while to acquire a taste for Scotch for whatever reason, but my college professor gave me great advice on how to do so. He told me that the next time there is a really foul-weathered, rainy Pittsburgh day, you probably want to think London in March. Head to the local pub, one that's got a half-decent whiskey selection, and order a dram of single malt Scotch. He said that it almost doesn't matter which one, but for whatever reason, they seem to taste better on rainy days. So I did it. He told me do it again and again and again. Each time order a different one. And slowly but surely, and I did acquire a taste for Scotch whiskey. So on today's episode, we are gonna make a Penicillin, a wonderful modern classic Scotch cocktail. This one's for you, Professor. This cocktail was created by Sam Ross of New York's Milk and Honey, and it's probably the best example of a modern classic cocktail, as you'll see this pop up on fancy cocktail lists all over the country. It's essentially a whiskey sour, gussied up with a little sweet honey, some smoky Scotch, and a little spicy ginger. And just like Penicillin, it'll cure what ails you. Today in the cocktail, we're gonna use some Famous Grouse blended Scotch. Very easygoing, blends nicely right into the cocktail. Some very peaty, smoky Laphroaig Islay single malt. And I made some honey syrup, which is just an equal parts mixture of honey and hot water, stir to mix. To start off, you're gonna cut a thumb-sized chunk of ginger. A lot of people are gonna say you need to peel the ginger. I find there's very little difference in flavor. Just as long as you've washed it, that should be good. The bottom of your mixing glass. Next up will be 3/4 of an ounce of this honey syrup right on top. That's gonna give us just a little bit of lubrication to muddle the two together. Next step is very important. You need to thoroughly crush this ginger to get all that flavor into the cocktail, so get to work. Now that it's fully muddled, we can move on. After this, we'll hit it with a good 2 ounces of our blended Scotch, followed by 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice. Lastly, we're looking for just about a teaspoon of Laphroaig. It's gonna offer this wonderful peaty, smoky character to the cocktail. Then we'll add some ice, shake it, strain it, and then we get to drink it. We have our chilled cocktail glass, and you'll want to double strain this to get out any small pieces of ginger. Find a really pretty ginger garnish, place it right on top, and voila, a Penicillin. Thanks for watching this week's episode. To subscribe to the channel, you're gonna wanna click right here. Otherwise, drink your medicine.